Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. Today we are wrapping up the Beat My Bottle series. So if you're not familiar with that, basically what I do, I think this is our fourth time doing it, third or fourth time. This is the fourth, that's right, because my bottle's won twice and lost once. So only one viewer's been able to take my bottle down before. So what I do is propose a category and then propose a bottle. So we've done finished ryes, we've done like standard straight ryes, we've done bourbons. So this time around it was American Single Malts. And I put this, I don't want to put it next to me because I don't want to like see the color up close right now because I'm about to do a blind. But right there, the Westward Pinot Noir cask finish American Single Malt is the one that I threw down and said, I don't think you've got an American Single Malt on your shelf that can beat mine to my palate in a blind. All right? So I'm 2 out of 3 right now, but I did have to give away a prize. Which one was that? I think that one was in the bourbon category, wasn't it? I think it was, because I had to give it away to DMC with a 4-gate that he threw down in the bourbon blind, and that was killer. But anyways, mine took second place. But other than that, mine's taken first place every time. So I've done 2 episodes so far in the American Single Malt series where I take all the submissions, I blind them, and then select my favorites from those 2 blinds and whittle it down. So there's 3. It's behind me, behind the microphone here. Disregard my flannel on my couch back there. My dog likes to sometimes hang out in my office, so I threw that on there. Anyways, yeah, so there's 3 in there that were viewer submissions, and one of them is mine. Sound good? So I'm just gonna blind them right now. I don't know what any of these are, except for my bottle, but I don't know where in the blind it is. But the other 3, I still right now have no idea. Even though I've tasted them before and they made it this far in the competition, I still don't know what they are. So I'm excited to find out. Let's start with Glass A. All right. Get ready to take notes. I need a new notebook. This is the last page. Okay. I do a lot of note taking. I have a stack of notebooks that are sermon notes, work notes, and and blind notes, all in the same notebook. So if you thumb through them, you might find notes from a sermon that I listened to, and then you might find glasses A through D in the tasting notes of them on the same piece of paper back and front. Neither here nor there. I'm a big note taker. But here we go. Glass A. First thing I'm noting is the color. Sort of like a chestnut with a little bit of like a hint of red in it. There's a floaty in here. What is that floaty? Is that cork? Whose who's putting floaties in my whiskey? I'm gonna go get a spoon and fish that out. It's a sizable floater. Okay, I have removed the floater. I'm pretty sure it was just a little sliver of cork, but it could have also been a human scab. I don't know. We're gonna go with cork. Okay. Nose on this is beautiful. A little grapey, a little raisiny, some bitter dark chocolates as well. And I even want to say it reminds me of like an orange blossom tea. Cool. Well, let's try it. Cheers. Some great notes of human scab. I kid. It's actually my first sip of the day. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and we'll revisit it because it's a little hot on the palate. Even though I don't think this is high proof, it's still the first sip of whiskey I've had all day. I should have pre-gamed with like something, some bottom shelf bourbon or something. I don't know. That's better. It is distinctly fruity right up front. I wish the fruit notes that I am getting on the front end of the palate persisted a little bit longer into the finish. The finish is giving me more traditional American Single Malt vibes. Not like Texas vibes, more like Oregon, Pacific Northwest vibes. It has this wonderful grapey component to it that persists through maybe into the mid palate, but that tail end, you end up coming off of that fruitiness and you come crashing down into American Single Malt, bran cereal, a little bit of dark chocolates that we were getting on the nose. It's all around a very enjoyable sip. I like this quite a bit. My only knock would be that I'd love to keep that fruitiness all the way through the finish. That is otherwise quite delicious. There's nothing wrong with this at all. I'd drink that all day, every day. All right, let's move on to Glass B. This one is much lighter in color, isn't it? Very golden. While the last one was, we said walnut, maybe chestnut wood with a little bit of that reddish tint to it. This is gold. I mean, you could just hand this to me in a different glass and say this is like a golden ale, and I'd believe you. Very pretty. Interesting. First thing that I thought of was puppy chow. I don't know if this is a common snack where you live, but in the American Midwest, puppy chow is a common snack that people make at like family gatherings and whatnot. It's basically like Chex cereal with chocolate and peanut butter and powdered sugar. It's in no way healthy. Don't get me wrong, but it is delicious. But I get some of that chocolate and a little bit of the peanut butter as well on the nose of this one. But I'm also getting like Chex Mix in general. You know what I mean? Like that, a bit of that savory rye chips, stuff like that. Chex Mix and puppy chow on the nose. Not bad at all. I expected the nose to be softer, maybe not softer, but less forward, less revealing. You know what I mean? Just by looking at the color and the viscosity, I kind of expected it to be soft, duller. Not in a bad way, but just having some manners. But it actually has a pretty strong sense of identity on the nose alone. Let's try it. Interesting. I actually get more honey sweetness on the palate. And I wasn't getting like honey notes on the nose, but plenty of that thick syrupy honey on the palate on this one. The peanut butter notes we were getting on the nose, it's more like peanut shell on the palate, right? A little bit dry, a little bit tannic, a little bit of that salty, briny quality to that peanut note, but it's there. I like it quite a bit. This is a really yummy sip. Man, I like that. Huh, let's move on. All right, Glass C. A little bit more closer to the color of Glass A. Whoa. Huh, the first note I'm getting on the nose is like a tropical punch. You know what I'm saying? Like a tropical punch, a little bit of the orange and peach. You ever have the blue box of Mike and Ike's? Which is an S tier candy, by the way. But the blue box of Mike and Ike's, it's like your berry flavors. But the orange one in there, I think is like a tropical berry, right? This on the nose smells like the orange Mike and Ike tastes. That tropical berry note. Kind of love that. Kind of love that nose. It's weird because I don't remember tasting anything in the previous two blinds that smelled like that. Well, let's try it. Cheers. Man, it sure does keep that peachy, like peach juice quality to it on the palate. It's like if you just took a standard American Single Malt and put a little like peach juice in it. I gotta say, I love it. I think it's great. It's so tropical. Start to finish. Through the finish, it maintains that quality throughout the entire sip. What the heck are you? It's delightful though. Man. This is going to be really hard. Well, let's try the last one. I'm weird. Very different nose here. Very first thing I thought on the nose of this. When I was growing up, I had a big family. But I grew up in a family of missionaries. Like me and my dad, my mom, our immediate family, we were the only ones that weren't overseas somewhere, planning churches or whatever. So when anyone from the family would come back to the United States, they would come back to the city that we lived in. And so when family was home on furlough is what we call it, when they're in between places, right? Because they were in Indonesia, they were in England, they were in Russia, they were in the Philippines, they were in New Zealand, they were all over the place, Cambodia. But when people would come back, one of the things that we would do when we were all together is these family taffy pulls. Okay, so my great aunt and my grandma, they would get in the kitchen and they would mix up all the stuff for it, and we just have tons of this. And then what you would do is you would have a partner. It was usually my cousin who was born 3 days apart from me. We were good friends. But you'd get opposite ends of a chunk of taffy, and you would both, walk backwards and pull, and then you'd come together and fold it, and then grab each end again and pull and fold, pull and fold. And we did these taffy pulls. I don't think I've ever talked to another family that did this. I just thought this was something that families did that was fun to do. And we would end up with so much taffy. Everyone would take home just giant Pyrex containers full of taffy at the end of the day. But anyways, it's that taffy, that sort of caramely toffee, but with that powder, that floury powder around it. That's what this makes me think of on the nose. It kind of takes me back to my taffy pull days. Yeah, just a really nice toffee, caramely sweetness to it. And underneath all that is that foundational base that is pretty standard American Single Malt, right? Brand cereal, a little bit of a honey glaze maybe. Let's try it. Cheers. Oh, wow, that's very rich. Yeah, a little molassesy, like rendered down caramelized sugars is kind of what I think of on the palate here. It's got plenty of bassy richness to it. And in the finish, I get a lot more oak than I get on the other sips. Real molassesy. I like that quite a bit. This is going to be a real challenge for me because I honestly don't know. All of these, I use a 1 to 100 scale with my blinds. And so on my first pass, I give them a number. And usually I start low and then use that as a benchmark, to compare to. Like if the next sip is worse, then I'll go under. Next sip is better, and maybe I'll revisit and see if it goes higher. Stuff like that. Anyways, all this to say, on my scale of 1 to 100, all of these are within 15 points of one another on my notes here, which means it's a really tight grouping. So let me go back over these one more time and then make a final selection, and I'll give you my final ranking. Sound good? All of these are winners, or else they wouldn't have made it this far. But we'll give them a shot one more time, solidify our final standing. Glass A, now that I come back to it after having done all of these pours, for some reason, I get like cinnamon, maybe even like amberana notes that I didn't get the first time around. I'm glad I revisited it because it tastes very different than I remember. Like I said, that could just be because it was my first pour of whiskey for the day. I didn't have a benchmark established yet. Nothing to compare it to. This is really tough. But here's my final ranking. Like I said, all these are winners. So if I put yours in last place, I apologize. It's not personal. These are all really good. Literally the last place one, I enjoyed quite a bit. It's going to be Glass A in fourth place. Okay? Glass A in fourth place. In third place, I'm going to go with Glass B. Glass B, that was the one we said Chex Mix, little puppy chow, peanut shells. In second place, this was hard. These two C and D were so neck and neck for me. I kind of waffled back and forth on them, if I'm being honest. It wasn't an easy call. But I think I'm going to give second place to Glass D. And first place, the winner, will be Glass C. So Glass C was the one that we said this is the winner. We got like the tropical punch, the orange berry Mike and Ike note on. Loved it. I'm a sucker for it. And D was the taffy pull and molasses, and it was very enjoyable. But I just thought that maybe it's just my mood today, but the bright tropical sweetness of Glass C, just for the mood I'm in right now, I just enjoyed it a little bit more. Now, I don't think that that's mine, because I don't usually get tropical notes off of the Pinot Noir cask finish Westward bottle. So I think I lost, but I had to be honest about what I was liking more right now. But let's find out what these were, okay? So starting in last place, well, I suppose I'm not finding out what they are. I'm finding out who submitted them. All right, so Glass A took fourth place. Oh, this one was submitted by John. This is American Single Malt number 1. I think he sent in more than one, though, which is why it says number 1, I'm assuming. Okay, so fourth place goes to John. Third place was Glass B. Oh, this was from Eric. Eric submitted this one. Hey, thank you, Eric. I really like that one quite a bit, actually. That golden color, really pretty. That means that mine made top 2. Okay, so second place was Glass D. I'm assuming this one's mine, because like I said, I don't think mine's the tropical one. You gotta be kidding me. This is another one submitted from John. So 2 of yours made it all the way. That's pretty cool. But I'm really, really shocked, quite honestly, because I did not think that my bottle was Glass C. It totally is. I genuinely thought I lost this one. I totally did. The thing is, I deliberately have not drank this at all since I announced this category because I didn't want to have it on the tip of my mind. You know what I mean? But yeah, it totally is really tropical. It's also getting real low. That was another reason I didn't want to drink out of it because it was like nearly gone. Which means Floaty Boy was John. John leaving cork floaties or human scabs in my in my board. Oh man. Okay. Well then, I guess I'm a solid 3 out of 4 right now. I really did think I lost that one because I didn't think tropical was the Pinot Noir cast finish. But thank you so much, everybody, for your submissions. These were all really good. I think one that stood out to me that didn't make it to the finale, but it was really distinct, and I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It just barely got edged out. Let me text Matt and let him know that I have finished. Okay, a little bit of a time jump here. I got the spreadsheet. So let's find out what these were. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this didn't get higher. Very generous of you to send that in, John. But yeah, our 4th place today, John won, which is, I'm really shocked this only placed 4th. This is the Milestone number 2 from Westward, which I previously called the best single malt I've ever had. American Single Malt. Man, how does it end up being so Amberana-y? It is dynamite, but it definitely has tons of cinnamon on it. Beautiful. I can't believe I didn't rate that higher. 2nd place was Eric 1. Missouri Ridge Distillery. Straight American Single Malt. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. I've never had anything from Missouri Ridge Distillery. I'm impressed. That was a really good pour. Yeah, it didn't taste like crafty or anything. It tasted like a pretty well-established American Single Malt. That means 2nd place went to John number 3. You said in 3? Holy crap. That was Westward Cask Strength, which I do have. Yeah, I sure do. I sure do, although my bottle's getting dangerously low. But that's what this is, Westward Cask Strength. That took 2nd place. And 1st place went to my Pinot Noir Cask Finish. It's just too good, man. It's just too good. Thank you so much, everybody, for your submissions. I really appreciate each and every one of you. These other ones, I'll have to, go back. Craig sent in Bear Fight. Okay, so that was the one I was looking for. That was the one that was really distinct, that I liked quite a bit. Bear Fight, never had it. Balcones. Cataleja. Texas Single Malt Whiskey. That was interesting. That one was one that I said reminded me of like an Indian single malt or even an Australian single malt. That makes sense because Texas, hot. Eric sent in Westward Oloroso Sherry Cask. That one got eliminated. Interesting. That's a good bottle. All these are great. Hey, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate each and every one of you for sending these in. Super kind of you. Look forward to the next one, which I think is going to be... well, we have 2. I just got to figure out which one I want to do next. One of them is going to be a non-whiskey, and then one of them is going to be a double oaked. Okay, so one's double oaked, one's non-whiskey. Those will be the categories of the next 2. Maybe we'll hold a vote to see which one we do first. But anyway, sorry for the slow uploads. I've been recording these videos, but I don't want to be like, do a flight one day, do a flight the next day, do a flight the next day. It's kind of dangerous territory if you're doing back-to-back-to-back flights day after day after day after day. So anyways, I've been recording these over the course of the last 5 to 6 days. Now I got to edit them and start pumping them out for you. Thank you so much for your patience. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.